a movie app, and I think we didn't start really well.
It was shit.
Hey everyone, just right before we start, I wanted to let you know this is a real place with real people and real stories. We're not here to impress, sell, or teach you anything. We're here just to share our experiences with you. So if there's any value that you're taking out and this is for you, welcome. Please subscribe us and don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you so much, and I leave you to the rest of it.
Oh, I forget to press the record button.
Are you for real? I wish you captured that in the video. It would be funny.
Okay.
Okay, everyone. Hello, and I hope you're doing well. Today we're gonna give you a little bit of background of ourselves and the wrong beliefs I had creating an app and a company. And here I'm with my lovely CTO, Abhinav, and my co-founder. We started a tech company together. It's called the AI Embedded. If you want to give it a check out, aiembedded.tech. That's where you can find us, and that's where we create digital products, mobile apps, and all those things. And our flagship product is called the Movie app. And today we're gonna tell you truth and untold things and the walls I hit, and how I co-founded this thing with Abhinav and why did I do it. This video is good for solopreneurs, vibe code lovers, and people think AI will give them a superpower and make them into Tony Stark overnight. That's at least what I thought. But here we are. I think at least 9 months after, we launched a very good functioning architectured app, and we are on our way to pre-seed fundings. Wish us luck, but I'll pass it to Abhinav to introduce himself. And also he has a YouTube channel. We'll put it down here. If you'd like to see the actual Tony Stark, you can go to check out in there.
Hello everyone, I am Abhinav. I am the CTO and co-founder of AI Embedded. And I'm the person who is dealing with all the techs, development, deployment, all those shit, you know. Like, people don't talk about that much. They think AI is like a magic. It's a hack, but it's not a hack. It's just a tool. You need to learn about how to use it. It's not gonna change your life until you know something. You know, there is something called prerequisite. Even for AI, there is prerequisite. So yeah, that's how we are working on that. And of course, in this video, I'm gonna talk a few things about like what people think AI is and what actually it is. One thing is that it's not a hack, it's a tool where you have to learn it. It comes with its own learning curves. Second thing is that people think like in 2 hours they can create an app and start earning money. Yeah, that is possible. But if you're a beginner who are just going into this game, it's not going to happen for you, because there are people who spend hours and hours doing that thing manually, and now they have AI. So they are very fast because they already know what to do. But for you or the people who are just starting this, they don't. I think Irfan in the beginning, he tried to make the app himself.
Yeah, so the story was, since I just came, we are located in London, and I just came to London, pursue my dream of creating apps, having a tech startup, and I was just in love with that. Since the first year, ChatGPT, I think, was on version 3.54 back then, and wasn't this developed. But since back then, the app market was so hot still, and people would say, you can learn all this and you can develop an app now with ChatGPT, and you can do all those. And I started to learn how to code, and I have a lot of documentaries, a lot of days, and a lot of different trials to learn how to code on my own, or how to read the code when I coded with ChatGPT and make a functioning app. And it took me a long time. I don't know, maybe I'm not a super intelligent person, which I don't believe I am. I had the hard work, but I couldn't really make it work out until the vibe coding came around. And I had different ideas, and I was always around, like since 15, 16, I was always around the startup world, the tech startups, technology, hardware, softwares, always. And one of the points that we started our flagship product called the movie app was everybody would give me a phone call and ask me to recommend them a movie, because I'm a movie lover as well as I'm a startup lover as well. So it happened to be an idea that I work on because it was already a market fit, because everybody would ask me, and somebody told me, why don't I make an app for it? And I vibe coded the movie app many times on my own, and I did it on Cursor back then. If you haven't tried Cursor, there's a lot of tutorials out there for Cursor, and there's a lot of hype on YouTube, which I believe that's not a good thing. You hit a lot of walls, and it disappoints you in many points. But as I said, here is a actual real place, and we're not here to hype you up. We're here to tell you there's a process. And if you're in love with the process, you're going to be able to make it. And this is how we've done it. And when we share it with other people, they are inspired, and they understand there's a process into things. So I vibe coded the product that I had in mind a couple of times. And it happened to be functioning really well. And I would get people's opinion on the product always. Like when I was around, I would show them, oh, I have this thing, and literally, when the app was created, I wanted to push it to localhost. Back then, me and Abhinav wasn't co-founders. So one day he was over, we created a full functioning app, and he pushed it into production on Vercel, right? And the code on the GitHub and all those things, you know, all the process that you learn, and one by one. And I wasn't someone like him. I was always in the business expos, in the presentation. I'm from the other side, in the business side, and Abhinav is completely a technical person. Basically, if I was always in the business expos, he was most of the times behind his computer coding and creating things, which you can see on his own YouTube channel, and it's pretty impressive. But from two different worlds, he came in. He helped me to push it to production, push the code into GitHub. He taught me many things, but still I was working on it, and in the same time I was a student, and I was a full-time student. I was doing many different kind of stuff together, and I wasn't really able to do what I wanted to do until we co-founded this thing. And I want to ask Abhinav to tell you a little bit of wrong beliefs that he sees in business people who has an app idea or wants to start a tech startup or something from a technical point of view, and he'll tell you more about that, probably the beliefs that you shouldn't have at the beginning.
Yes, so first of all, I will start with that. People think that vibe coding is very easy. They will just throw something and they will get what they want, which is not true. So a thing with AI is that you need to be really particular what you are telling it to do. If you don't give him the exact thing, it won't do. And on top of that, if you see vibe coding, it's like a general of the army, where you have like fighter planes, you have walking soldiers, you have navy, everything, and you have to manage them all together. That is how you need to do it. But when I see business people, they think more about the business and less about the development, and then there are a few issues that happens, like they put the secrets. There are some API keys, and these kind of things are called secrets, and there is a way to put that in the production. You cannot directly keep that in your code, because in that way you are exposing those keys to the public, and anyone who is smart enough, they can get that and use it for their own benefit. So you are paying for your API, which is someone else is using. So it's like you're paying for someone else. That's why it's very important. It makes your system really vulnerable. You need to always, and I also see this is a big problem with the business people. They understand the management part, but mostly they don't understand the project management life cycle.
Right.
There are like different project management life cycles, like classical water flow model that is like really old. Right now we all use Agile. Now Agile is a very good method, and it comes with its own softwares and stuff where you create different plans, epics, sprints and stuff, which sometimes people who are not technical, they need to go through the learning curve to understand how it works. Right. If someone already have the experience with that, then it's fine. But if someone
Listen, the learning curve isn't any easy and isn't any fast in the real world. I'm not here to tell you about crazy traction. Tells you like it's impossible or if it's possible. As I said, I'm here to share you my own experience, as we do with all the people, and people can take away things. People can think more clearly, because we need to be living in the real world. Why do we need truth? Why do we need the real world? So we can make good decisions. We can make real impact. And the reality is, creating an app is extremely hard. Even though if you have, what happened to you?
Nothing.
Is it still recording?
I don't know.
Yeah, it is recording.
Okay.
What I was saying? Yeah. It is extremely hard. It is extremely hard to create an app. It is extremely hard to put it into soft launch. We had a soft launch. We had 2 days, more than 8 hours a day. We were up on our legs trying to sign people up, and it's extremely hard. And it took us a while to come to this place. We went to good places, and we've done amazing work, but the actual process, guys, it took a while. And I can see a huge market, a lot of people in there, a lot of competition, and everyone's doing their own thing. But most of the time, we're the youngest in the room, and that pretty much gives us hope, right? Because many people are in their. I've seen most people are over 35. They've been employed in big startups before themselves. They have a lot of experience, and they're much ahead of us. So they always try to give us advices and stuff, which is really crucial. And hopefully in the future, we try to record some of those advices for you guys as well.
Sometimes it gives you hope, but sometimes it makes you feel dumb.
Yeah, that's true. So there was a guy, shout out to James if he watches this video. We were talking to some people. They had a big team and their startup, and their app was about medical industry, and James was giving them business advices. And all the time I was thinking James is in his 20s, but James just looks young. James is almost 37, and
Still a young guy.
Yeah, still a young guy, but solid business advices that I was like, damn, I don't know any of this stuff. So if you're in your 20s, if you're below 25, you're trying it, give yourself room to make mistakes. I didn't give myself room to make mistakes. I punished myself a lot over different things, and it shouldn't be that way. It can be much easier. If you realize, if I would go back, I would take it easy on myself, because now I know it's very hard. There's a process, and there are many things I don't know, and I need to ask for help, which I did, and that's why we are here with Abhinav.
Yeah, I'd like to add that like I started doing this when I was 12. One day I bought some like I was in robotics, so I started with the soldering iron with some LEDs and some wire strip. I didn't know how to use that, how to solder anything. I burned my hand so many times. Like you can't imagine how many times. Still my hand feels like there is a layer on it. So I burned it so many times just in learning how to solder wire, how to make LEDs to glow and stuff like that. And I started all these when I was 12. At that point I didn't know what is success or failure, but honestly I'll say that there's nothing like failure in this world. You only learn, and yes, it's very easy to say that, but it's very hard to accept your failure.
Guys, we have a lot of frustration. Probably just a full video about mental health during you create your app. all the mental things you go through. Like, we're laughing now, but
I don't want to talk about that.
There's a lot of fights inside that. There's a lot of ideas that there's a lot into creating and that process.
Most of the night you can't sleep because you will even get that thing in your dream. When you are awake, you are again in pressure, you are depressed and so many things because you are trying to figure out something. And if you're in startup, it means no one else have done this before. So you are kind of a clown there trying to figure out something. And when you go to sleep, again the same thing is coming in your mind and it's a nightmare. So you can't even sleep. Yeah. So there's no escape here.
It's always all the people who made it to the other side. I mean, the good tractions, the good cash flows and everything. They always say you always feel dumb and everybody are against you until you find the market fit, until you're on the other side, which everybody calls you're a genius, you're amazing, and you're such a person until you're on the cover. Mm-hmm. So you just needed to survive until you make it to the other side.
I think there is nothing like genius in this world. It's all about experience. More you fail, more you learn, slowly you progress, you just like, you understand things, how it works, how this world works. Because if you're not trying, you're not learning, and when you're not learning, there's less chance that you will figure out something that will work. And once you have that experience, you understand that what is going on in this world, and you make something and it works and people call you genius.
Yeah, well, I think that's mostly it for today. Hopefully we'll make it to the other side and you can see the documentation in the future.
Yeah, we'll be posting new videos.
That's mostly about today's video. I hope it gave you a good clue and clarity. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you in the next one.
Thank you guys. Bye-bye.